All right, I'm here to talk about something that I've been wanting to talk about for a long time. It's a little bit of an old video. It circulated DJ social media probably a while ago, but it got everybody talking from the local scene here in South Florida to big DJs across the pond in Europe and in the UK and stuff like that. And I haven't seen an engaging piece of DJ social media from a regular DJ account like this in a long, long time. So let's talk about it. Let's watch it. The most disrespectful thing you could do as a DJ is cut another DJ set. All right. So let's talk about that really quick, because that is true. That is probably an untouchable rule no matter what the context is. And we're going to learn more about what the context is here in this video, and it's also more than meets the eye. So this DJ is presenting it in a certain way, and then we'll talk about digging deeper into this video. Aside from that, it's not just that as a rule, it's the avoid dead air at all costs rule, which is something that you as a DJ should abide by. This DJ already is wiping his ass with an unbreakable rule of DJing to keep the night going, which is your job. Let's keep going on this video.
This was my birthday DJ set, and this other DJ ruined it.
All right, so I could already hear people from his friend group, I guess, getting excited, kind of like screaming his name, kind of giving him support. Cool, you brought some people to the club. That's good. It was a birthday set. Awesome. Okay, I mean, I could see where this is going. As I'm watching this, I'm getting more questions, right? I want to know what's going on. So he kind of gives more context. So let's see.
I'm ended at 12:30 a.m. At 12:13 a.m. he started setting.
So let's say 15 minutes before his scheduled end time. Let's leave it at that. I'm not even going to add context.
I told him my set didn't end till 12:30. I'm not leaving.
All right, so he's getting yanked, which is something that happens all the time, okay? Now, there are better ways to yank a DJ. This is the most unprofessional way I've ever seen a DJ get yanked. And that's the other DJ yanking the DJ early. Maybe he's like a trusted resident. Maybe he is given that task. But if that's the case, the venue is mismanaging how they handle a night. Now, maybe they don't see it as like a way to interact with a DJ like this, and we'll get into it a little bit later. So let's see some more.
Then he does this.
Whoa. All right, that is right there. Right there, I have to commend the DJ, the one that's currently playing, not the dumbass that did this. Terrible human being, by the way. Oh, I hate to pass judgment, but this is not, at the very least, he's not professional. He's definitely not a professional DJ. That I have to commend this guy for keeping his cool, because I don't know many DJs that would have kept their cool in that situation like that. So, bravo to you. Bravo to you. So that's the end of the video, and I've already given you my thoughts, and I could see why this was uploaded, because that's exactly the reaction that this guy wants from other DJs. And I'm reading other comments on this, including my friends supporting this DJ, like giving him, kind of saying like, hey, I'll read you one right now. This guy's a clown. Don't take it personal. Hope your next experience is smoother. And that was kind of my first impression. Like, oh, this other DJ is full of ego. I don't know a DJ that would have kept their cool. I don't know one. Maybe, I don't know if I would have. I'm more of a laid back guy, but if that ever happened to me, I don't know what I would do. I would never have foreseen that happening to me anyway. It's such a crazy thing to prepare for. Now, let's dig a little bit deeper. This guy uploads another video on Instagram immediately after this. This has got tons of views. I don't know exactly how many, but it got tons of views. And by the way, the caption on that said, I spent weeks preparing The caption on that Instagram post was, I spent weeks preparing a special DJ set for my birthday. Let me see if I can put the caption on the video capture. This is what it says. I spent weeks preparing a special DJ set for my birthday and invited all my friends just to have it ruined by a fellow DJ. So that made me ask some more questions. I want to know why he was yanked, why they were telling him to get off the decks. And I could already feel my wheels turning in my head. I wanted to do some investigating, so I went to he posted another video about the situation. Okay, so let's see this video and we'll get a little bit more insight as to what's going on here. My birthday set was going before the DJ ruined it. Okay, right? This was my first year celebrating my birthday as a DJ. Okay, right there, I'm getting some more context, right? This is his first year celebrating his birthday as a DJ. So what that means is that he has been DJing for about a year, possibly less, right? So already I'm understanding this as someone who doesn't have much experience DJing. So this raises a red flag to me. I wanted to create something special. I worked hard putting this set together for weeks. Okay, now we're getting to the nitty gritty, to the meat and potatoes. And I'm already sensing that this guy is not playing to the crowd, and he's playing to play off a pre-prepared set that he spent weeks curating and wanting to play really, really, really badly without any consideration to the crowd. This is just something that he wanted to play. This is also a cardinal rule of DJing, especially if you're starting out and you're probably going to get booked at more open format spaces, because that's who's hiring. They're going to expect you to be flexible with your song selection and with your set, right? So you're going to go in here as a new DJ and you're going to play the set that you prepared for weeks, pre-planned. If you don't know me by now, I am against pre-planned sets where you have an order of songs that you play. Now let's keep going. Finding a venue, an opener, and bringing my communities together to celebrate. So there, I think he's giving a little bit of, he's like adding some social value. So I guess what I mean, he should be given credit for this, finding a promoter that's going to book him and bringing together his friends. And obviously you could tell that his friends were part of the crowd for sure, because you could hear them. They're saying his name. So that's good. Good on you, bro. But again, unfortunately, you're not playing to your group of friends when you get hired as a DJ. Unless you're getting booked for a show, I don't think they're booking you because you have a great Afro House reputation. You don't have music. You're not a producer. That's how they're going to book you, for your music, if you have a set plan like this. Is if you're a big producer and you have great releases, right? Otherwise, I'm assuming, and again, maybe I'm wrong, I doubt it, that they just booked you because they needed a DJ to fill that slot, or they rotate DJs for that slot, and you kind of presented yourself as a DJ and they gave you that slot, which is awesome. You should be given all the flowers for that. Congratulations on that. But that doesn't mean that this is your show now and you get to play the pre-planned set that you've been planning for the last few weeks. So let's go back. This is just the beginning of my DJ career. All right, so this tells me that he knows what he's doing on social media, which is great. You're supposed to be doing stuff on social media and getting content and all that stuff. However, along with the other red flags and his confirmation that he just learned how to DJ or just started DJing, This tells me that he's more worried about getting views and engagement on his social media than he is worried about developing his craft as a DJ. And to me, that's the number one way that you start DJing and you fall off DJing. Is if you don't worry about the craft and you worry more about getting engagement on rage bait, because this is rage bait. And I'll give you further confirmation. So this is how the night was supposed to go. For context, I just started DJing 4 months ago. So though my suspicions are confirmed, this tells me I'm more or less on the right track when it comes to what other left out context there is. I just started DJing 4 months ago after taking a big bet on myself to make a name as an emerging DJ, share my love for music, and build a community of house, Afro house lovers here in New York City. By the way, that's hard. Good on you for trying to take this on. This was only my second club gig ever, and I spent nearly 3 weeks practicing and putting this set together until everything took a turn. But I'm not letting one insecure DJ derail the vision. This is just fuel to double down on building a real Afro house scene in the city, rooted in true African rhythm and culture. All right, now let's talk about this. This is all noble. All that stuff is great. Every DJ should be doing this, but you should also be doing this on your own, in your own way, in through your own outlets. If you're taking over a night from a venue that typically doesn't play Afro house or typically has more open format DJs, right? You're not using your channels to create this community. You're just piggybacking off someone else's community and hoping that they'll latch on to yours. And there are better ways to do this than going to a club that probably already has its solidified customer base. Now, let me rewind. That does not excuse what that other DJ did. That guy is totally an a-hole for doing that. Now, use this as an experience moment for you. If you're getting booked at a place that has a crowd already, regardless of you bringing your friends in, if the majority of the people in there are there for a specific genre or have certain expectations for the music, you are being just as egotistical by assuming that they'll like Afro house, for example, all night long. So what we have here is a case of two DJs with giant egos and one with a big ego and no experience. So my advice is, if you have this big of an ego and not that much experience, be careful about where your ego will take you as you start gaining that experience, because you can run into this DJ again or another DJ that was caught in the crossfire of your ego. And this is a hypothetical, right? Crossfire. At such an early stage, a lot of doors are not going to open up for you. You're going to cross paths with people that are going to purposely close the door on you. And that happens already with DJs that don't have an ego. So if you have an ego, it's going to happen even more at the early stages. And the other piece of advice is be aware, hyper aware of your ego. A lot of times your intentions are good, but you're so laser focused on something that you're not considering DJ etiquette, club etiquette, what's good for the venue, what's good for you as a DJ. If the only venues that are offering you a spot is a venue that expects music a certain way and not the way you play it, it's better for your brand to not play there. Build something online, build something through live streams. Do the social media thing. Clearly this person knows how to do rage bait, right? I guess maybe that was the point of this post. If this was the ultimate point of the post, was to rage bait, I'm going to say that you're probably not going to have lots of success as a DJ unless you pivot, right? I think there's so many other better ways to work your way up as a DJ. Now, let me see the latest post. So the other post is clearly him playing like an Afro House remix, which is great. Look, I'm not hating on Afro House. I play Afro House. I have Afro House music out on Spotify and stuff. I'm just saying that at this stage in your career, you're not getting booked because you're an Afro House DJ, okay? That's just the reality. I mean, maybe you are in specific places, but if you're gonna DJ as a living and DJ as many spots as you want, with less than a year under your belt, it's not because you're an Afro House DJ. It's because you're a DJ. I'm not trying to knock you. I'm just trying to say, be realistic and play to the rooms that book you. At the end of the day, when you get booked as a DJ, it is my opinion that you have to think like a DJ and approach your set like a DJ. Maybe you have a playlist of songs that you want to play that night, but you should never pre-prepare a set list and say, I'm going to play this song, followed by this song, followed by this song. I'm definitely going to play this song. You don't know what you're going to play. Even if you have it planned out in a playlist, you have no idea what is going to be a definite play that night. And you should never go into a night as a DJ saying and thinking, I'm going to play this song. Unless it's like a song that you made and you want to push. But even then, you have to do it tastefully, right? So that's my advice. I think this is a master class on rage baiting, but also forgetting that you need to prioritize the craft before you think about getting that engagement on social media. But kudos to you for getting a rise out of everybody. So yeah, that's it.